Okay, hello everybody. This might be perhaps my what is it? My second hour when I'm doing the front of the camera ever in my life. I mean a video camera, and so there is video cameras are always just going to show me my best possible the way. Perhaps I'm so condemned to how I just have missed a lot of my life so far, which are not have got into the video camera on the video shoots. So I haven't shoot yet myself, and there is no video evidence. Usually people have some memories of their kids and children when they have video cameras and they're taking when they're playing, and there are some important memories and the things what they have a video. And so many people actually doesn't have that much time to always watch this camera, the camcorders and the videos. So perhaps a couple of times when they wanna memorize, perhaps in some moment if it ever will happen, but very usually all the times of those videos. I mean, the motherboard. What I want this time to talk is really how the humans are using the time and what kind of the activities they have. Well, first thing is, of course, humans have a daily basics on their patterns. Patterns are that they wake up from the sleep and they're doing some firmer routines on a daily of the basis. And so the humans very usually sleep on some kind of the beds. They are going to get up. When they're going to get up, the humans, and then they are going to next doing some morning practice and exercises. They are perhaps going to breakfast. They have just getting some making to little bit the plan of the day, how the day are to plan are going to get into. Perhaps they have some time list and task. And always these tasks are going to get into first the big prioritize. And some people very usually have some radio television puts open to some catch it, make it the cooking and the breakfast, some small personals that must use the time, but very quickly to this activities, and then they are just moving to the main activities. So they is this going to school, or is this going to the and some them visit some places, or going to the working and shop, and I think I know the what they are doing for a living. So that's what we mean that how much the human people use at take time. First, let's see. Here are I am just talking about when they're 70 years old average guy. How many hours on his life he has used different things? I was asking, and well, it's just what I have statistics and all. The 70-year-old average of the American guys on the 150 years ago, in the very end of the 19th century, haven't used his time, and he used some 200,000 hours on the working for his living, which is quite a lot. So the most the human time is 1/3 in average is taking a sleeping. Some individuals have a little bit less, and some perhaps sick and not that have a more time spending on the sleeping. So that means if there is actually in a total hour in the 70 years there are some hour 600,000 hours, and 600,000 hours. And 1/3 is somehow 200,000 hours. So it seems to be that the average person on the age spent 1/3 on sleeping, 1/3 of the and doing those daily works, and the rest 1/3 he used some other basic and spiritual and recreational time. And because back then there was not that much of the those a medium when you didn't have so you didn't have a different activities. Of course, it's depending on what country, nation, what race, and your background, economical, what you are. In the daily average worker, in the example, in England, will be having the factory worker. He just made the 10-hour days on the weekdays, and even the weekend I work it and factory and make physical work very much still that time. His productivity wasn't that good. Well, how did productivity have a game greater the human single labor and needed less time to using onto making those daily activities? And we know it that there are actually a lot of the how we can automatize and to always progress of the how those working. So when we just all the time use it a lot of times in the silent details on the Victorian era and in those eras, which was very much of the looking for silent details, and actually the silent details didn't need that much of the meaning much, and the people used more time in then relation, praying, and perhaps having time for families. Even nowadays people can have families, but people are together perhaps watching movies and not that much just seeing each other without doing anything else or having the attention attract to something else during the meantime when they are having the family and the relationships and the family life and they are spending in their homes. So in those eras, the Sundays were very much on the one day of the week when the people didn't work and they just had those spiritual and musical times they use it. And the modern time, we just have so what was to say that 1/3 of the rest of the recreation time went quite a different way, depending what kind of the person you are, where you did live. Of course, there were people who didn't work, and there were people almost who didn't even sleep. So it's so that even those are the most basic needs what the people did. So of course it was a different lifestyle then, and now the things are just so. Example, what the war created, it's just getting a smaller place to live. We can get now the information about those places instantly instead of the fastest way in the paper to electricity. And when the first time the telegraphing was the brief message, which was even to the couple of thousand miles, that took even some months to go. In the modern time, we will of course be to get the message instantly, the speed of the light, of course. And how much this is, all the things are making the world faster and speeder. It took a lot of times out of those unnecessary things, perhaps. Maybe we'll have now more time spent in education. When 110 years ago, the people still a lot, at last the normal and middle class, that's the Western civilization, spend it. I went to early age, I began working after playing in school. They didn't have that much time for education. Of course, the education, the books has always been their big role playing alongside the teaching. But nowadays we have just a lot